I have so much passion for this because I was walking around before in pain. And it wasn't until I freed myself from the attachments, the false narratives, the false belief systems. It wasn't until I detached completely from it all that I was able to experience freedom, and that I was able to really breathe like with yeah. And so because I have a vast of experiences of things that really just break the soul down, break the spirit, break the psyche apart, right? And people have to go through years, if not decades, of therapy, if that even helps to the like really heals the issue, right? And people are walking around with guilt, with shame, with remorse, with would have, could have, should have behavior, and why did I do this and why did I do that? And so I used to walk like that. I used to be binded to these narratives. And then on top of that, I had people creating false narratives that changed, that it allowed them to control the narrative, right? And to change, affect the perception of my being onto other people. And then with that, with me myself self-destructing on top of it, it kind of coincided. So it went like it all fit into a perfect order, right? But I realized that the common denominator there was me. Now, it took me finding out that I was being poisoned by my karmic family, that everything that I went through when it came to abuse and all type of neglect and rejection and all of that, it was orchestrated. It took lovers being sent in by my karmic family to literally complete the job for me to choose myself, right? It was like, do you want to live or not? Because um you know because we can make the other one happen for you if this is not what you want. It took all of that for me to detach from the programming. If you look at it, detaching from the titles like mother, father, uncle, brother, it was the best thing that I could have done. Why? Because the people that were placed in my life, that were in my life with those titles, were negligent, right? And so instead of me staying focused on, well, why my mother doesn't love me, why my brother, I decided to change the narrative. They're karmics. I was placed in that bloodline to break those generational curses of, incest and people being pedophiles and things like of that sort, right? And them doing the dark magic and doing evil diabolicalness, right? I was placed there to break those generational curses. You chose to be placed into that specific bloodline because you knew you would be strong enough to overcome it and heal, and maybe teach others on how to heal from that same trauma, right? Or you could stay focused on what was done and live there in your misery. Choose one. Right? So looking at it that way, it was the best thing that could have happened to me that I went ahead and detached from the programming and was like, oh, so you mean to tell me that I chose all of this? You mean to tell me that I signed up to go through everything that I went through, and with the purpose of going through it, healing from it, and then bringing awareness about it and teaching others and leading others out of that darkness as well? Okay, then it did have a purpose. It did have a meaning. Okay, let's do it, right? because I took the focus of it being from just about me, right? It wasn't just, well, they did this and they did that, and then I did this and I did that, and that led me to do this. It took the focus from it being about me. It no longer is about me anymore. It's about how many people can I help get out of the same thing that I went through or something similar, right? And so with that gives me a lot of hope. It gives me purpose, and I no longer carry shame, guilt, or remorse about it. And when it came to like my body, I used to be like shameful with my body and things like that because of everything that had been done to me. But when I started to heal and I started to forgive and I started changing my diet and I became celibate and I started going to the gym and taking care of my vessel and intentionally eating, I restored to myself at such a deeper level that my physical being, the one that you see here, does not reflect anything that I've gone through. My inner being, it's like a fountain of youth type of scenario. So it no longer resonates with anything that was done to me or anything that happened to me because I've healed all of that. I've overcome all of that. My mind doesn't resonate with what was done to me or why it or what was the reason for these people to do it. Because at one point I was looking at people, I was looking to understand what was wrong with these people. Why would they behave like this? And then after a lot of divine intervention, right, I came to the understanding that our vessels are susceptible to being hijacked by dark entities if we operate at a lower frequency, and that certain things happen to us. For example, the same things that I went through, where I was molested, I was abused, I was neglected, even when I was in addictions, right? Those were openings for the enemy to come in and hijack my vessel. And the lower I went in frequency, the stronger the hijacking would be, right? The harder it'll be for me to come out of it. And sometimes people don't make it out of it because they sell their souls, right? And how do we sell our souls? How do we lose our souls? By compromising our moral compass, right? And so it's very simple. It's very clear. It's something that could happen to anyone, right? And the deeper that we go down that rabbit hole, the harder it is for us to come out of it sane and with our souls, right? So when I understood that spirits are able to operate through our vessel, right, and that these spirits are not visible, we are not able to see it. And some people have a gift, some spirits also have a gift of, making other people seem as they're perfectly fine, as if they're like the best person in the world. And I also learned that that's called controlling others people's perception of what's going on, or perception of you, right? And so that allows them to control the reality of how people see them, right? And so with that understanding, what really helped me was understanding that, hey, spirits operate through people, and these spirits are sometimes just the same way. For everything good, there's something bad. So if we have good spirits, there's bad spirits, and these bad spirits have hijacked these people, hence why they behave the way that they behave. Forgive them, for they know not what they do. Reason being that these spirits are having a party through them, and they don't even know that they're being hijacked. And so we forgive them, for they know not what they do. Spirits are operating through them that are causing them to be diabolical. And we don't pass judgment on that, because spirits are operating through them, and we don't fraternize with the diabolical. And we forgive the person, because God didn't create this person to be this way. And so I got to forgive, I was able to forgive like that.